This button looks ordinary. JavaScript handles the click, updates the page, and asks for one expensive job: process a huge image. Now watch the counter. The interface keeps moving while a Rust function, compiled to WebAssembly, tears through the pixels behind it. That is the future people keep describing as WebAssembly replaces JavaScript. But the headline is wrong. JavaScript is not being evicted. It is being promoted. JavaScript becomes the control plane, events, the DOM, application state, network calls. WebAssembly becomes the engine room, codecs, simulations, editors, compilers, and hot loops. To see why that split matters, follow one work unit through the browser. A click begins in the DOM. JavaScript receives the event. For ordinary application logic, it can finish the job itself. That path is short, flexible, and already installed in every browser. But this work unit contains 16 million pixels. Sending it through a compute-heavy loop can monopolize the main thread. Frames miss their deadline. The smooth interface becomes a loading spinner. WebAssembly adds a second execution lane. It is a compact, portable instruction format, designed as a compiler target. Rust, C, C++, and other languages can compile into it. The browser validates the module, translates it to machine code, and runs it inside a sandbox. That pipeline matters because WebAssembly is not source code, and it is not a new operating system. A compiler turns a language into a .wasm module. The module declares imports, exports, functions, tables, and memory. When the host instantiates it, the imports become the only doors into the outside world. The exported functions become callable entry points. This is also why near-native does not mean always faster than JavaScript. WebAssembly gives the engine predictable types and a compact instruction stream that can reduce some parsing and optimization work, and it gives ahead-of-time compilers room to optimize before the module ships. But modern JavaScript engines are exceptionally good. If the task is ordinary object manipulation or a short function surrounded by conversions, JavaScript may win. The workload and the boundary decide. The important word is inside. WebAssembly does not arrive with permission to roam your computer. In the browser, it lives under the same security boundaries as the rest of the page. Outside the browser, a runtime decides which capabilities the module receives, and this is not theoretical. Figma moved its C++ rendering engine from asm.js to WebAssembly and reported more than a 3x improvement in load time. The interface remained web technology. The performance-critical renderer became the engine behind it. Here is the boundary most hype skips. WebAssembly still does not directly own the DOM. If the module wants to change this progress bar, it returns a value. JavaScript applies that value to the page, so every trip across the boundary has a cost. Call one substantial function with a large buffer, and WebAssembly can shine. Call a tiny function millions of times, and the handoff can erase the advantage. The useful question is not, which language wins? It is, where should this work unit run? Let's make that concrete. In a Rust library, we export one function that scores a pixel buffer. Then we build the package for the web. The compiler produces a small .wasm binary and JavaScript bindings. JavaScript imports the package, passes the buffer, and starts the run. The first counter measures useful work. The second measures boundary crossings. One large call, good. A million tiny calls, suspicious. Now the interface stays responsive because the heavy job runs off the main interaction path, and the result comes back as a compact number. WebAssembly did not replace the app. It replaced one expensive implementation detail. WebAssembly 3.0 makes that model available to more languages. The release added a 64-bit address space, multiple memories, garbage collection, typed references, tail calls, and native exception handling. Garbage collection sounds boring, but it changes who can enter the engine room. Earlier WebAssembly fit languages like C and Rust naturally because they were comfortable with linear memory. Managed languages often had to bring more of their own runtime machinery. WebAssembly garbage collection gives compilers low-level, runtime-managed structs and arrays. The compiler still designs the object model, but the host can manage object lifetime. Imagine two versions of the same managed language module. The older one packs its objects into linear memory and carries a collector that understands those objects. The newer compiler can describe typed structures directly to the WebAssembly runtime. That does not make the runtime magically understand Java, Kotlin, Dart, or C#. It removes a major piece of duplicated memory management machinery and gives their compilers a better common foundation. WebAssembly 3.0 Also adds typed function references, tail calls, multiple memories, and native exception handling. These features sound separate, but the direction is consistent. Fewer awkward translations between what a language means and what its WebAssembly output can express. Memory 64 removes another ceiling. The original 32-bit address space topped out at 4 GB. WebAssembly 3.0 can address vastly more outside the browser. Browsers currently cap a 64-bit memory at 16 GB. Then the same work unit leaves the browser. On a server, plain WebAssembly has no standard way to open a file, read the clock, or accept a socket. WASI supplies those interfaces. The host grants capabilities explicitly, so a module can receive one directory without receiving the whole machine. WASI 0.2 also rests on the component model. Interfaces are described with WIT, so components written in different languages can exchange typed values instead of inventing a custom pile of glue for every boundary. Picture the work unit entering a TypeScript request handler, moving into a Rust image component, then into a Go metadata component. The language changes. The typed contract survives. Under that contract, a record is not just an unlabeled block of bytes. A result can be success or a named error. A list can remain a list. The tooling generates the language-specific bindings at the edges. This is the ambitious part of the component model. Portable composition without forcing every component to share a compiler, runtime, or memory layout. This is why WebAssembly keeps appearing near serverless and edge computing. Small sandboxed modules can be fast to instantiate and easy to place densely. Docker supports WebAssembly runtimes beside Linux containers. Cloudflare has run WebAssembly in workers for years. And in late 2025, Akamai acquired Fermyon, the company behind the Spin serverless WebAssembly platform. But WebAssembly and containers are not interchangeable boxes. A Linux container packages an application with an operating system user space and expects familiar system interfaces. A WebAssembly component packages code for a specific runtime contract and starts with fewer powers. That makes the WebAssembly option compelling for short-lived functions, untrusted plugins, portable policy checks, media transforms, and edge work where density and capability isolation matter. A container remains a better fit for software that assumes shell tools, native daemons, arbitrary system calls, or a complete Linux environment. The mature architecture often uses both. Kubernetes or another scheduler places the workload. Container tooling distributes it. A WebAssembly runtime executes selected components inside that platform. The new engine does not have to burn down the old factory, but do not turn that momentum into a rewrite plan. WebAssembly is not automatically faster than optimized JavaScript. Tooling and debugging are less mature. Data conversion can dominate short tasks. Browser modules still rely on JavaScript for the DOM and most web APIs, and containers remain the practical default when an application expects a full operating system environment. Use JavaScript when the work is mostly interface, orchestration, forms, and network calls. Reach for WebAssembly when you have measured a compute-heavy path, need to reuse a mature native library, want a portable sandboxed plugin, or need one component to run across browser, edge, and server runtimes. That is the decision rule. JavaScript owns the experience. WebAssembly owns selected engines. WASI carries those engines beyond the browser. The component model lets them connect without pretending every language is the same. JavaScript is not dying. Its monopoly on executable code already did.